we are going to kind of dig into a couple of games that have been announced for a little bit, but I think they're really interesting and they're worth us to kind of like break down as our segment is called. So let's look at Superliminal first. We'll watch the trailer, and then as we're watching, we'll kind of talk about it. So
I love Superliminal so much.
Okay, this is bad of me. I can't recall. Has it been? It's not out yet, right?
No, it's out.
It is out. Okay, I haven't played it yet. So
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I love like the really like mind brain fucky type stuff.
Yeah,
So like this was right up my alley. Like and especially I'm not huge on storyline in games, and there's very little story here. It's just go do the thing. Man, I love this. It was so cool.
Yeah, because I've seen this trailer before, and I've been thinking about this just from the trailer. And so I guess I'll go from like I haven't played it, but just my initial reaction to this when I saw it, immediately I was just like, how did they do that? Like I immediately thought as like an engineer and like as a game developer, and I was like, that is so cool. But from like kind of the business side of making a game, like building a game and deciding like who your market is, what's really cool about this is like anytime you have a really hooky, catchy mechanic, you can really push a game through that. So if someone sees the kind of cool mechanic of like, oh, when you grab it, suddenly it like breaks the kind of perspective and experience, it's really clear. It's like that is something you can like really like hold on to. So when you're thinking about the game, you immediately, connect that mechanic, and it's so unique that you aren't like, oh yeah, it's like that other game. I don't know. It makes you want to like check it out. So I think there's huge value in finding a mechanic unique like that.
Yeah, big time. And for those who the uninitiated of Superliminal, it's a first person kind of like adventure game, I guess I would kind of call it. You just kind of wake up in a test room, kind of similar to Portal, and
right? Yeah.
You're just kind of trying to make your way out, and everything's very like it's a bunch of perspective puzzles essentially. So you pick something up, you move it. If you make it look like it's small, then all of a sudden it'll grow and be large. Or you can change a 3-dimensional object into a 2-dimensional object. Or sometimes I think there was one puzzle where it's like I needed a ladder to climb out of it, and there was no ladder, and it was like I had to like stand at a certain point in the room to make the shadows look like they were a ladder, and then it became a ladder, and then I could climb up it. So it was just like a lot of like bending reality, mind warping type stuff that I love.
Yeah,
and it's done really well. And I'm with you. Like when I played this, the first thing I thought it was like, man, how would I do this? And then I realized I am not a gameplay programmer, and I have no idea how I would do. Like even now, in thinking about it, I'm like, man, how would I? Like I guess I would take the distance between the two, and then use that to derive some kind of scale when you like release the object and then apply it. But
yeah, this one kind of breaks my brain a little bit. Like I didn't want to cheat and see if I could find talks on how they did it. But yeah, I mean the idea that like
lots of portals. I mean the portal thing is pretty obvious that hey, you look at this direction, I'm going to activate this portal, and now you're just going to teleport to some other like smaller instance of a room or something like that.
Yeah, anything where you can look away, or like you can just kind of swap assets. The ones that are perspective based, where you grab it and then suddenly let go, is bigger. I mean, yeah, it's like you have that game object at a certain size without cutting or looking away. Somehow it's bigger.
It's the smooth. It's like
the smoothness.
It's the smoothness, right? Because like doing that like blocky or glitchy or buggy, like that makes sense. But everything's so seamless. And then for a game that's so physics based like this, I don't really remember any bugs the whole time I played.
Wow.
Nothing obvious.
Did you get to all the way to the end? Did you finish?
I did that thing where I got like 75% of the way and then saw something shiny and went to go play Dota instead.
Yeah.
So, but I got close. Like
it gives me like a strong like Stanley Parable vibe.
Very much so. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Cool physics perspective stuff. Yeah. Super cool. So yeah, Superliminal. Ray vouches for it as an awesome game. I vouch for it as a really amazing, coming up with a mechanic like that is cool. It's hard to do, but then like actually being able to pull it off, like, yeah.
Man, I would love to see I don't want to, I'm going to sound like a hater here, but I would love to see the code base, because I'm sure it's just a bunch of edge case type stuff. Right? Like the puzzles are so unique. There's no way that there's one system driving all this, right? It's got to be like level 2 angle 5 puzzle. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would love to see the code base. I'm sure it's very like specific to a lot of the things that they designed here. I hope.
Sure.
And if not, then I would love to learn, because obviously this dude's on another level than I am.
Yeah. Super, super cool.